Biafra. General Gowon finally narrates how Ojukwu twisted Aburi Accord. He said that was what caused the civil war. So guys, let's quickly hear him out and also hear what Nigerians have said concerning this, because according to him, he said he has been, waiting for a very long time, to actually tell the world what happened. So what actually happened? Let's hit the news and get the full details. But before then, guys, if you're just joining us for the first time, please share this video, let it go viral. I beg, subscribe, like us. Thank you, and God bless you all. A former military head of state, General Gowon, retired, has revealed what transpired between the Nigerian civil war between himself and the former Biafra warlord, Ojukwu. Niger News reports that Gowon narrated what led to the civil war during an interview with Daily Trust to mark his 90th birthday. During the interview, Gowon restated his belief in a united Nigeria, stressing that he does not regret his actions during the civil war. Asked by the interviewer about what actually transpired between him and Ojukwu in Aburi, the Ghana, Gowon narrated, "Well, Ojukwu used to say, 'On Aburi we stand,' and I will say, 'From Aburi we fall.' The story of Aburi is that we had been trying everything to be able to meet in Nigeria to resolve all the unfortunate things that happened. The killings and all the katakata after the January 15th coup. I was to go to Ibadan the following day, but I was informed that I could not go because there was a reception for officers coming into the brigade. Officers like me being posted to their brigade and others from the brigade being posted out. There was a reception by the brigade commander for officers like me and others, and I had to attend on that Friday night to ensure that I did the correct thing in that unit. So, that evening, I went for the reception, and when it ended, I moved to Ikeja to stay for the night. Unfortunately, later that night, there was commotion. I was wondering what it was, but nobody told me anything, and I was to take over the battalion the following morning. Then there was movement of troops and vehicles in the units. After some time, it died down. But after another 2 to 3 hours, there was greater movement and commotion. And I was wondering what was happening. There was a billy calling all the troops to master parade. I was wondering and looking through the window to see what was happening. Luckily, I saw one of the officers, the adjutant of the unit captain, Mountain Adeomo, now late. He later became a general. I saw him passing by the duplex, a temporary quarter that I was to stay since the commanding officer's residence was not ready yet for occupation. I asked what was happening, but he would not say anything, so I decided to go down and find out. When I met him and asked what the commotion was about, he said General Agui Ronson, who was the general officer commanding GOC, came and told them that there was some crisis in town affecting the Prime Minister, Tafawa Balewa, and Okoti Ebo, the finance minister, and he had come to seek some assistance to see if he could deal with the problem. My first reaction was, why Agui Ronson? Why not the brigadier? Because the chain of command should have come through him. Ronson should have told the brigadier, who would have related to the battalion. However, I asked where he was, and he said he was at the master parade area, so I had to change into civil clothes to see what was happening. When we got there, he briefed me saying that he wanted some units to be prepared so that they could go and deal with the situation. When he finished, he asked if there was questions. I did not know that by that time, all the senior officers from my school, Mama Larry, Ko Mohammed, Abo Baladima, Yakubu Pam, had been killed. One of my good friends, Ato, from Uzobolo, was also killed, and I did not know. I went and I got to the quartermaster to get me some military uniforms, boots, hats, etc. And I went into town. Luckily enough, we were able to deal with the coup in Lagos. But in Kaduna, they succeeded in killing the primer, his wife, and other officials. They were certainly in command, but at least in Lagos, which was the headquarters, we were in charge. I was able to get all the other units to make sure that at least they did not go along with what had just happened. That was how I got involved. I tried to get things under control. However, it got to a stage when the leadership could not do anything to put things right, but we tried to see if we could meet within the country. Of course, Ojukwu said that with what happened, he could not be sure of his safety. So he asked if we could also go to the east or midwest, which was supposed to be neutral for a meeting, since the whole thing seems to be north versus east. So we got one of the British Airways aircraft for us to meet in the air on one of the British Navy ships. Every effort was made through by Nigerians and the British for us to meet. But in the end, we had to agree to meet in Aburi. That was where it all started. I think we went there early January. And as far as I am concerned, we were going for that meeting so that we could agree as military officers. So when I went, I did not take my secretary to the government and officials like advisors, but of course, Ojukwu had different intentions. So he came with all his advisors and prepared a memorandum which he wanted to be the solution to the problem, as if we were to do an agreement in a class. I said no. I joked with him and he said he came with a pink solution paper. At our training in senior courses, students wrote on a white paper, but the staff had another green paper or something, and the solution paper was usually pink. It was from his paper that I was reading all the conditions, things he wanted done. We discussed them. We had 2 days there. The agreement was that when we get back, I would be the one to make a statement on the areas we agreed on. Unfortunately, I was down with a very serious fever, and honestly, I could not do anything. As soon as Ojukwu got back, he made a statement on what was agreed. I had not seen the document he was using. He made a statement that we had agreed to part on something like that. And early in the morning, David Ejo called to tell me what Ojukwu had done. I was still on a sick bed. I asked if that was what was agreed, and he said no. That was how the confusion started. Of course, when I got back, we disagreed because that was not the agreement. We were going to discuss most of these things in Nigerian. However, that did not happen. So we had to ensure that something was done. Okay. Ojukwu then started doing all sorts of things, disobeying federal government instructions, taking over government revenue, all the rolling stock from Port Harcourt, and hijacking the Nigerian Airway aircraft, etc. A lot of things were happening. Security whilst people were disappearing, etc., and the fraud was put on northern soldiers. The information was that there were some elements among the recruitment made at that time. There were some bad eggs using the opportunity of being in the military to settle scores. Ojukwu said his continent assembly said he could break away to form Biafra. Okay, guys, I don't hear the matter now. So, but there are things that are not really clear. I beg, how now see this matter? To him, he have actually explained the reason why the civil war was fought. But how did you see this? At the drop and for here, I beg share your thoughts below in the comment section. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, share this video, let it go viral so that Nigerians will actually understand what happened